Hello again. It is a beautiful afternoon in Bristol, so I thought I would try to do a video from out here. We'll see how it works with all the various noises out there and the train horn and what all, but it is a beautiful day to be out here. Skillet says hi, he's out here too, running around, he's enjoying this weather as well. One of the things I know that people are asking right now is, what do we do now that we don't have public Mass? What can we be doing with ourselves? And as I've said before, we can find ways just to make the most of this time we have. Get outside and enjoy this beautiful weather. It's a great day to be out here. Do things to stay healthy. And while we're looking to do things to stay healthy, we should also be looking to do things that will help preserve our mental health. I'm actually going to be talking more about that in a future video. But what I'm going to focus on right now is the most important thing that we can do to maintain our health and our mental health, and that is prayer. It's as simple as that. This should always be the most important part of our day, is the time that we spend in prayer. And this is what is going to give us the strength to get through this current situation. So people are asking, well, what specifically can I do? Very simple, easy way to start is just by praying the daily Mass readings. The readings that come for the Mass each day, there's a simple reading and a Gospel, and it's a very short piece to meditate on. Great way to start the day. You can find the readings for the Mass online at the U.S. Bishop's website, usccb.org. I'll put a link to that in the comments for this video. Another thing that people can do, is for people who want to do a little bit more, is the Liturgy of the Hours. This is the prayer of the Church. This is something I've been praying every day since I became a seminarian. And there are various offices that are prayed at different times of the day, starting early in the morning with the Office of Readings, and then there's morning prayer, there's a daytime prayer, there's an evening prayer, and a night prayer. They're all located in a book like this that's called iBreviary. I have a 4-volume set. There's a 1-volume as well, too, called Christian Prayer. These are easy to find. The mighty Amazon has not been shut down, so for anyone who would like to learn about praying the Liturgy of the Hours, they can always get something like this. And for somebody who doesn't want to actually go out and get the Breviary, you can get it right here too. There's an app called iBreviary. Breviary is spelled B-R-E-V-I-A-R-Y. I'll put that in the comments to this video as well. But you can get the app for free. You can update it every day to get the various offices for that day. You can also get the Mass readings for the day on the same app. So it's a great little tool to have. There is the Rosary. See, I have my little one that I like to carry around with me. I can clip it to my belt or in my pocket. Great devotional for whatever we're doing today. If you're just going out for a walk, if you're just sitting around in reflection, great easy way to spend some time in prayer. Another thing we can do, we have various novenas we can pray. Some might be asking me, what is a novena? A novena is a prayer that is prayed every day for 9 days, and it's prayed for a specific intention. And so I went searching today and I found there is a novena for a pandemic. In fact, the Knights of Columbus have published this, and various bishops have been encouraging people to pray this. So I will put a link to that in the comments of this video as well. Anyone who would like to pray for the next 9 days, the novena for a pandemic, you can find it in the comments for this video. Another great devotion that's very common this time of year is the Stations of the Cross. It's very common to be prayed during the Lenten season in churches across the country. And not just because it's the Lenten season, but because of everything else that's going on, I think the Stations of the Cross are very important prayer that we can pray right now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Some people may not be familiar with the Stations of the Cross. They may be wondering, what exactly is it? Where does it come from? And it's a very old tradition within the church. In the very early church, they held a tradition that Mary, the mother of Christ, would visit daily the sites where Christ suffered during his passion. This began at Pilate's Praetorium, went the road that he walked to Calvary where he died, all the way to his tomb. And so this became a holy spot for Christians in the early church. When Emperor Constantine legalized Christianity in the year 313, there were certain places along this road that were marked and became particular sites of devotion. And over time, these sites began to attract pilgrims from all over and from various countries. St. Jerome, who spent the latter part of his life living in Bethlehem, wrote about the great number of pilgrims that would come to the Holy Land just to walk the way of the cross where Christ walked and pray at certain spots along the way. This is something that continued to grow in popularity, so much so that they began to build replicas of the Way of the Cross in other areas so that people wouldn't have to travel all the way to the Holy Land just to see them and to pray these devotions. As the Holy Land, when the Holy Land was occupied by the Turks, building these replicas became even more popular because Christians were prohibited from visiting the Holy Land at all. So they began to build replicas of the Way of the Cross in various places in Europe. Toward the end of the 17th century, it became much more popular to have the stations set up in churches. By the 18th century, the number of stations had been fixed at 14, and the stations were universal throughout the church. In the year 1742, Pope Benedict XIV encouraged all priests to enrich their churches by putting the Stations of the Cross in the church, which has now become pretty much a universal tradition that all churches include the Stations of the Cross. It's something that we pray often during the Lenten season. Churches around the world will pray the Stations of the Cross during Lent, but it's also something that can be prayed anytime. I was assigned one time to a parish in a rural area out in farmland where we had a lot of open land and some wooded land, and someone had built a path, a circular path through the woods, and put the Stations of the Cross on wooden posts on this path so people could come and just walk the path and stop and pray and meditate on the stations as they walked. It's really a great devotion for any time, and as I said, I think it's very important for right now. It's something that we can hold very special right now during this current crisis, because one of the things that the Church has always encouraged us to do whenever we're facing hardship or trial is to unite our sufferings to the cross. We can take time to meditate on the ways that Christ suffered for us and then offer up our own sufferings as a sacrifice. And taking the time to pray and meditate on the Stations of the Cross is a very easy way for us to do that. I hope this has been informative. I hope this has helped some people and just given more people some ideas of things that we can be doing to strengthen ourselves in prayer during this crisis. So thank you again for your time, and God bless you.